Hello everyone, welcome to another entry in the Ghost Ship Dispatch, Ghost Ship Games monthly newsletter about all things Deep Rock Galactic and Rogue Core and of course Ghost Ship Games in general. Although I think it is a bit more focused on their developed projects, so not as much Ghost Ship publishing, which is good for us because we are very focused on Ghost Ship Games specifically. Even with things like how intrinsically adjacent DRG Survivor is to Deep Rock, because it's literally a Deep Rock spin-off. It's not developed by Ghost Ship Games directly, unlike Deep Rock Galactic itself and Rogue Core. Those are, of course, our main focuses. This is, of course, going to be the last one of these for the year. It's the second one overall that I've actually been able to cover on the channel. And naturally, it's a little bit early. Ghost Ship are now already away for their sort of holiday break, their Christmas break. So it's no surprise that they are gone. So it's nice, though, to have gotten one anyway. I could have gone without, in the sense of I wasn't inherently expecting there to be one this month, because I knew that they would obviously be going on holiday, which meant there wouldn't be inherently loads to talk about. And it's quite short and sweet, but it's valuable nonetheless. Obviously, these things are not all news-based, but I'm still here to provide sort of an avenue into appreciating these articles by just sort of expelling their contents through my voice. And as always, you can find a link for signing up to the newsletter in the description of the video. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into Ghost Ship Dispatch December 2024. Thanks for a lovely year. Hello, Miners. Welcome to a short, cozy newsletter to round out 2024. This one's coming out a bit earlier in the month than usual because today's the last day in the office for the Ghost Ship crew. We're winding down for the holidays, so you won't hear from us until the new year. Before we get into it, I just want to say a quick note of gratitude. Every time I write these newsletters, I think about how cool it is that people want to read about what we're doing at Ghost Ship Games, and that we all get to share this feeling of excitement about video games and the universal creativity that surrounds them. I'm thankful to have a little part in kindling this flame of nerdy enthusiasm. And just in case you need to be reminded, Aaron, we do appreciate it. Hearing anything about the inner workings of Ghost Ship and what you're up to, it's really gratifying and it makes you feel like a more personable and honest company. It's a really useful thing, actually, I think. The Ghost Ship Dispatch should be, not only is underappreciated, it's also underviewed, in my opinion. I think more people should know about it. So I hope that I myself am playing some kind of part in spreading awareness about this really cool thing that you do every month. We're always grateful for your support and interest in our work, and endlessly in awe of the community you create around it. It's truly something special, and it all shines extra bright in the nostalgic mood that comes at the end of the year. Thanks for being you, and thanks for being here. Sending you lots of warmth and love from all of us at Ghost Ship Games, and wishing you all the very best as we head into 2025. Thanks for reading, Aaron. And thank you, Aaron, once again, for producing these lovely little nuggets of warmth for us to consume. Yuletide 2024 is live. The Hoxie's Holiday Hullabaloo is back. Yuletide 2024 is live right now in Deep Rock Galactic, and the event runs until Tuesday, January 7th. We've decked the halls with Space Rig, set up lovely holiday hats for you to unlock, along with a couple other goodies, and we need you to exterminate the Yuletide elves that are running rampant in the caves. It's another beautiful day on the job. And of course, you can read more about that on Steam. That link will be in the description as well. So yeah, the Yuletide event is live right now, and it's always one of the better ones. Like I said, I do find the hat really funny. I actually like it quite a bit. But yeah, it's as expected, but it's nice to have. Anyway, around the office, during lunch, the Swedes at our office have been bringing in Julmust. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I probably didn't. Which is a Swedish soda only sold around Christmas. It's some sort of spiced cola. The Danes have their own version. Yeah, I'm not saying that. Elf beer, which is a sweet, low-alcohol beer they apparently give to kids. Scandinavia is a silly place. We had a little holiday arts and crafts night the other week where folks brought their families to decorate ornaments and eat candy together. Highlight ornament was a Cthulhu-inspired pickaxe. That is pretty cool, actually. A fan in Scotland sent some hand-knitted yarn DRG dwarf heads, complete with googly eyes and great big bushy beards. We immediately put them on the office Christmas tree. Thanks, Jane. Yes, thank you, Jane. And this stuff, it's quite humorous and light-hearted, but I appreciate it. Like I said, it makes them feel more personable as a company. You know, these are people. They're not Blizzard. You know, they're Ghost Ship Games. They're the skeleton crew, which makes them sound not as lively, but they are. Anyway, some Rogue Core stuff. Particle Peril as we prepare for 2025. The main focus for this month has been getting the development build into a stable state so we can pick right back up in January without having to root around with a bunch of bug fixes and stuff. One big element of that has been recalibrating the entire particle effects system. Long story short, the particle effects system in Unreal 4 was causing some instability issues with DRG. We want to make sure that stuff doesn't carry into RoCore, which we're developing in Unreal 5, but that requires going in and manually fixing the entire system. Roughly 1,100 different particle effects and triggers that need tweaking and reassigning. Sometimes that process takes 30 seconds, sometimes it takes Jesus Christ. Ooh. Sometimes it takes 15 minutes. The teams had to do it all by hand, one at a time. It's like if you're building a house with 1,100 different light fixtures, but then you learned all 1,100 light bulbs with faulty. You have to go change every single one of them before you can keep building your house. The team's been having a ton of fun with it. So I think this means like these are all the already pre-existing DLG particle effects that have to be recalibrated for Unreal 5 because they're just being brought over. But that could also include many more that have been made for RoCore already. I'm not entirely sure. That's something that maybe could have been clarified, which is fine. I'm allowed to give feedback. But yeah, that sounds interesting. They have to recalibrate and there's actually there's that many particle effects in the game. Also, let's take a moment to ponder this image actually, because I think it's kind of cool. I don't really know what's going on here exactly, because I'll say this: I think this bigger creature in the middle is absolutely something we haven't seen before. It's not and I have forgotten the names at this point of some of the ones that they showed during the On the Horizon, but it's not the big one, the Gravity Slam one, I'm pretty sure. It looks quite different to me, but these crawlers also look quite different. I don't know if they actually are or not, or if this is just sort of prototype stuff where they did look at different at one point, but if they are meant to be normal crawlers, these versions are much more spiny. And their colours are slightly different, although the colours could be owed to lighting and just sort of them playing around with things. But if there is a chance these are a variant of crawlers as well, because these are much more spiny. They've got like Doomsday style like spikes protruding out of their bodies. So yeah, this could indicate some other new creatures as well, some other offshoots of the core spawn, but also maybe not. The middle one I'm pretty sure is something you haven't seen before though. I'm pretty sure about that, but these ones might just be crawlers, they might not. I'm not too sure. Anyway. Fan art of the month. Rax Animation put together this wicked cinematic called Meet the Scout, and it kicks major ass. Great work, Rax. And I'm going to play a little bit of this. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I recommend that you go and see it yourselves. It's really cool. It's actually really fucking cool. There'll be a link for that in the description as well, but let's just have a quick look. Obviously you don't need to hear that. No one needs ads. Right. Pretty cool, hey? I mean, and it is really cool. One thing though, it would have been a lot cooler if there was actually blood involved. It's very bloodless, but it's still a really cool, badass animation. I just do think it would have been like a lot cooler somehow if there was blood as well. But maybe that was some kind of limitation. It's just a lot of work. I don't know, but it's not essential. But it's really cool. It's a really cool animation. I do recommend you check it out. Anyway, here's the stream calendar for July 2025. July. Yeah, July, why not? No, January 2025. Okay. Starting with week 1, Tuesday, 7th of January, we are so back. The historic first stream of 2025. The stream team shares our New Year's resolutions so you can clip it and taunt us later if we end up not reading a book a week or whatever. Also, by the way, as someone who reads regularly, a book a week is ridiculous. Okay, Thursday, 9th of January, Deep Rock Galactic regular style. Boot up the classic Sega Dreamcast game Deep Rock Galactic and have a dandy time in the mines. Might even open a spare slot for Manic Unity Momentum. Yeah. Anyway, week 2, Tuesday, 14th of January, DLG with Rogue Core Q&A. An honourable delegate of the Rogue Core team joins us to share an update about how it's all coming along and to answer your questions. Maybe we show off some work in progress stuff. So that's something we'll definitely keep an eye on. If they do actually show anything from the game itself, I think that will definitely be covered explicitly. But either way, I'm sure this will give us something to talk about on a preceding podcast episode. And there's Deep Rock Galactic just chilling. On Thursday, 16th of January, Tuesday, 21st of January, DLG gimmick builds, some cryo stuff. Thursday, 23rd of January, dev playdate with Invisible Walls, fellow Danish developers, Invisible Walls. Okay, so Invisible Walls are the studio. their upcoming PvP game Project Nebo. Okay. Tuesday, week 4, Tuesday, 28th of January, Guntouchables with Game Swing. So, Guntouchables is one of the new Ghost Ship publishing projects. It's like a co-op roguelike shooter. It was kind of fun, so it's cool. Rumor has it some of the characters sound like Aaron. Does that mean he's actually voicing someone? Whatever. Thursday, 30th of January, DRG Lunar Festival 2025. It's also the Year of the Snake. So the Lunar Festival event will have been live by that point, or on that day, probably. And it will have like a snake-themed trophy, I guess, for us to collect in the caves, because that's a very cool thing that they have, kind of locked in for the Lunar Festival. It's based on sort of like the Chinese calendar, I suppose, of like what each year represents. So it's the Year of the Snake this time. So yeah, cool stuff, especially, of course, this Road Core Q&A. And we'll definitely keep an eye out to see if they actually show anything off, because that means 14th of January will be the next time we get a look at Road Core, which is actually pretty damn soon. Anyway, so let's round it off. That'll do it for this one. Short and sweet, just like a dwarf. They're not that sweet. Thanks once again for reading and for being part of all this. Hope you have a restful and comfy holiday break. 2025 is shaping up to be a big year for us, and we're really excited to share it with you. Much love and talk soon. I hope that means a big year before November. I know they're going to be busy all year because they're making Road Core. There'll be the closed alpha and then launch later in the year. And of course there'll be Ghost Ship publishing releases throughout. But who knows what the future holds for Deep Rock Galactic itself, if there will be any updates next year. I find it very unlikely, but that is something I would love to hear about. Even if the answer is no, by the way. That's kind of what I mean. I want to know whether or not there'll be any DRG updates next year. Either way, really nice short newsletter. I like the I like its animation a lot. I think the stuff on Road Core is always neat to hear. Getting a Road Core Q&A stream in like mid-January is also really cool. So yeah, good stuff. Like you said, short and sweet. And it kind of is emblematic of these closing videos of the year, I suppose. There will be another Overclock showcase on Tuesday, as usual. So that'll be Christmas Eve, of course. And then potentially even one on the 31st. I'm not sure if I'm going to take a break from those or not. Normal videos are, of course, going on hold until the new year starts, but Overclock showcases might continue. I feel like I could keep it up, to be honest. Either way, I do have to actually go. Well, first I've got to go for a run, and then record one of those showcases. So I've got to get going. As always, thank you everyone for watching and for listening to the podcast and what have you. It's been a great year for everyone. We reached 1,000 subscribers this year. That's awesome. So thank you so much for that. Here's to hopefully getting to 1.5K next year at some point. That would be a really cool thing to hit, because we know that we're probably not going to grow that much more, but 1.5K would be a really nice place to be, if that's possible. So, as always, if you enjoyed this and found it useful, then please make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this and you want to stay on top of everything to do Deep Rock and Road Core, then also click the bell. As usual, there'll be links for all the stuff in the description, like the newsletter itself and all the stuff that you saw in this newsletter. So please feel free to check that stuff out for yourself, and definitely sign up for the newsletter. I think it really helps everyone. It really helps Ghost Ship to know that people are interested. And I think we have to show that we are interested to sort of keep the fire lit on both sides of the fence. Anyway, that's all. I guess this can be sort of like a final sort of formal farewell for the year. I don't think I'm going to do anything like that in the Overclock showcases. Even if I do more of them, I think they'll be pretty straight-laced. So hope everyone has a good Christmas, whether you celebrate it or not. Hope everyone has a good Christmas period, I guess. And a good Happy New Year as well, I suppose. Thank you once again, and we'll see you later. Bye.